Yo, what's up, guys? This is Bad Decisions. We watch you make
Bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
Sure, man, Jay.
DJ Academics is in trouble. So just in case some of you guys are kind of unfamiliar with what's going on, essentially DJ Academics was on a stream with a younger streamer. And I know some of you guys might be like, why is a 30-year-old on a stream with a 15-year-old? In the streamer space, it typically operates with people in a younger crowd. Like streaming started with people that are kind of like teenagers. Like I think Aiden Ross started when maybe he was in his younger teens or not. I'm not exactly sure. But just the general feel, like if you're gonna keep up and be like an influencer and deal with Twitch and streaming, chances are you're going to interact with people who are younger. So that wasn't necessarily a cause of alarm. But what I will say about the situation is that, man, I think that DJ Academics completely went too far. This situation could pretty much be wrapped up by saying that this is locker room talk. In the locker rooms, a lot of men typically say a lot of crazy, outrageous things, and it's all considered laughable, right? But here's the thing. With locker room talk, people are pretty much like the same age. It's not like a lot of people who are different ages unless you're in the barbershop. DJ Academics asking him questions about whether or not he'd messed with another man and him being 15 was just completely out of left field. Definitely inappropriate. Definitely quite odd too. Like I said, I understand it's barbershop talk, but I'm like, where did that even come from? Like, he might not even roll that way, so I don't know. I just thought that was kind of odd.
So you covered everything. So I'm gonna take it a whole nother lane. I was watching a different podcaster, and he said something I was like, you know what, I never thought about that, but I can kind of see it. He said that Academics handles controversy very well. And I was like, you know what, he does handle controversy very well, because he's been in a lot of hot water, and he always seems to come back and just be fine. So, but I mean, you're right, this is quote unquote locker room talk. A lot of things that you guys, some of you might not be aware, especially maybe some of you ladies, you might hear stuff like this and be, oh my gosh, this is outrageous, which it is outrageous, but unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, amongst men, a lot of times we say some crazy things offline. And it's all in jest, it's all jokes, none of it's serious. Academics forgot where he was at, and he said something he shouldn't have said, especially to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy, super wild. Why would you ask that question anyway?
And then keep like pressing it like, well, if he gave you money, would you let him do it? I'm like, dude, bro, what the heck?
Yeah, I think he...
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird. He shouldn't have done it. I'll say that. But I also say that it's one of these times where I do think that
people are blown out of proportion.
Yeah, labeling him a S offender and all. I'm like, relax. This is where, and that's how you start messing up things that are meant to be serious by labeling everything that thing. Like, oh, he's an S offender. Is he really an S offender though? Not really.
No, he's not S offender.
You can put him in the same category with somebody that actually does some crazy stuff. No.
I mean, would you say that he's immature? Yes. I would say that he's very immature. There's a time and a place for everything. Like, if you had the same conversation with somebody else that was 30 years old, people laugh about it, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. And if I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys, like, the stripper part where he was talking about, like, the strippers, oh, if I brought some strippers over, blah, blah, blah. Do I think it's appropriate? No. But have I heard it before being a younger man from older men? Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. I've heard it before in the barbershop. I've heard it from like older people, like older uncles, and have said something like that jokingly. So I'm not really too surprised by that. Yeah, and just for like a short story, guys, like, so when I was growing up, I had this barber, right? And I think you know him too. Unfortunately, he's deceased now, so I can speak on it. But I pretty much had this barber growing up, and this barber was pretty much like a ladies' man. He was a little bit perverted. And he would always pretty much bring up those kind of topics whenever he would cut my hair. And I remember as a young man, like, my mom used to hate it. Like, my mom used to hate it, but it was one of those things that as a child, I was like so picky. And I mean, just in general, I'm kind of a pickier person when it comes to a lot of different things. So I didn't want to go to anyone else. I only wanted to go to one barber. I mean, you guys know how it is. When you find like a good barber that you really like, you hate going to a different barber. So this barber would pretty much bring up inappropriate stuff all the time. And then my mom would just be so furious at this guy, right? And I remember when I started being old enough to go to the barbershop by myself, one of the things that the barber was like, hey, like, your mom works between this time. Like, man, I would have girls come over. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, you need to be setting it up like that, like like this and this and like this. And then like older guys in the barbershop would pass along their stories about how they would do different kinds of stuff too. So I'm used to it. Like I said, do I think it's appropriate? No, it's not appropriate. I think once you become a certain age and a certain level of maturity, you're really supposed to be guiding the youth. And I think that's the problem with this space. I think this space is relatively new. Like this Twitch space where you have 30-year-olds dealing with 15-year-olds, like you have that kind of interaction. I think a lot of influencers are having a hard time finding the in between, because think about, like, a lot of these influencers, they get famous from what? Saying crazy, outrageous stuff, right? And now they're in a space where they can't really say crazy, outrageous stuff because they're dealing with people who are a lot younger, but at the same time, that's how they make their money. So I think this is going to be an adjustment period where you're going to see a lot of streamers really have to adjust the way that they stream and adjust the way that they talk to certain audiences, because this space is still so new, it's not clear cut yet.
I mean, once again, you pretty much said it all. I don't know what else to add to that, to be honest with you. I'll say that I think that older men should guide younger men. I do think it's a bit dishonest whenever I hear people, men or women that are older, pretend as if 15 and 16-year-old boys don't already think about this kind of stuff on their own. And like they're so innocent and their minds are just blank and they've never seen a breast before.
Yeah.
Like, relax. This is not, they get all up in arms. And maybe they just they genuinely are naive to it. But trust and believe. I think that boy was trolling too, talking, oh, I'm only 15, shut up. He probably would, if the camera wasn't on, he probably been like, yo, where they at? Like, I'm serious. You know it's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hate when people are dishonest about stuff like this.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all been 16. Your hormones are going crazy.
Yeah.
So it's inappropriate for him to try to push it on him? Yes. But, I mean, stop it. Stop the nonsense.
Yeah.
But, yes, be careful. He's on Twitch. I'm not saying he should do it.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the bag.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
All right, guys. So ultimately, I'm going to say DJ Akademics definitely made a bad decision. He wasn't really thinking. Like I said, this whole space is going to need some adjustment. It's going to take time for people to really find out how to be in a space with people younger and not be outrageous. Because, I mean, that's how they make their money. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like, even like these, let's be as YouTubers, we see it all the time. Like, the headlines, like, oh, this crazy thing happened, 304, this, and all that. You know, we're going to have to find a way to say things that is more digestible for other people. So.
Right. Facts, yeah. I mean, a lot of times the title's clickbait.
Yeah.
And you click on it, it's not nearly as crazy as you think. But you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, I agree with you. Bad decision on Akademics. You gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Akademics is probably the reverse. The title was probably chill, and then you say some wild stuff.
Hey, maybe he just probably is at a point where he just doesn't really give a F too much. I mean, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, he probably has F-y money.
Probably.
All right, decision makers, let us know what you think. Do you think Akademics went too far? Leave a like, leave a comment. Do you think he made a good decision? Which would be questionable. Leave a like, leave a comment, guys. All right, decision makers, watch what you say.